Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnan Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmuhu. Hazra had entered and is telling Soham, Soham. Sri Ramakrishna is giving the essence, beautifully is presenting without creating any conflict or hurting anybody's feelings. He is presenting what is Advaita, to see God in everything. If God is everything, why not worship an image? By worshipping any object in this world, where you can keep your faith, because till realization, it is faith alone that leads. So Sri Ramakrishna is presenting, Master is telling, what you say is very lofty thought. Here itself is a lofty thought, which is beyond the reach of normal persons, including him who is telling Aham Brahmasmi, Soham, Soham. Because it needs total renunciation. Advaita is not a thing which we can do some compromise and live with it. When I say Aham Brahmasmi, every bit of my thought, feelings, actions, movement, living, my existence itself must be that Aham Brahmasmi, Nirguna, Nirakara. Anything that he sees should not affect him. That is possible only when we see divine in everything. Slowly cultivate divine, seeing divine. Aham Brahmasmi, if it is true, Ayamatma Brahma is also true. He is also Brahman. I am Brahman means he is also. Everything is Brahman. If you worship everything is Brahman, but you no realization. Aham Brahmasmi, when I say all other things I exclude, I alone, a spirit, is true. What about the world that you are seeing? What are you talking? Whom do you are talking? Is it not Brahman? Is Brahman only you? Aham Brahmasmi alone is true. What happens to this world? You are living in this world, you are living in body. So, till you reach that state, the first thing is it begins with self-control. Advaita begins with self-control. Slowly having mastery over oneself. And then sense control. Senses must be totally. When our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to his Guru to get initiated, the Guru asks him to stretch his tongue and puts sugar on it. After a while he sees this sugar is standing as it is. If you blow air, it will fly away. Not even a drop of wetness. The tongue has been conquered. It has become like a stone. No taste is perceiving. Means his all senses are under control. So these are the signs of Advaita. Begins one by one step, to control mind, which is most restless. Sit for 5 minutes, sit for an hour. You can't. How the mind jumps about, how it reacts, how it revolts. Try 15 minutes not to think of anything. No God, no world, just to not to think of anything. It will not. It will go on thinking, thinking, thinking. Even in sleep, the mind's action continue. So to bring it under control, in Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna tells about yoga, in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it begins with Chitta Vritti Nirodha, cessation of the mentations. When Krishna explains this to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, Vayor iva dushkaram. It is like binding air, because mind is being carried away by the winds of samskara, vasana. What yoga you are telling, I feel it is impossible. So Krishna says, yes, what you tell is true, but abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Through practice, constant practice, and then dispassion towards the world, you will acquire that status, that state of total sense control, mind control, and keeping it wherever you want. It is under your control. Now, mind is controlling us. Now, you have to control them. We forget that mind is our servant. Mind wants this, I run. It drags me and takes me. So, I must be the master of my mind. So, Advaita begins with that. To see God in an image is the beginning of the Advaita. To worship and offer the food is beginning of the Advaita. He is trying to see God. If everything is God and the world which we see is Maya, then where to penetrate and go beyond this Maya is that create an image of whatever you think, whatever form you can think of, create, and God manifests through that. Brahman is everywhere. In that image also, when you worship, the divine manifests through it and takes you to the beyond the nature. It's a lofty thought. The aim of spiritual discipline, of chanting God's name and glories, is to realize that. Where do we get penetration to see the Brahman everywhere? Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma is something you have to hold on and get out of this. It is like tearing the veil of Maya and coming out, entering out. The aim of spiritual discipline, of chanting God's name and glories, is to realize that a man attains everything when he discovers his self in himself, in the bodily existence, when he knows. Just like when we sleep, we separate from the body and all that, go to our own spiritual existence, turn inward and start going inward journey. You go to your own self-knowledge. The object of sadhana is to realize that also is the purpose of assuming human body. Nature has provided us human body to transcend the nature and go beyond. We are misusing it, that's all, in the world. One needs the clay mold as long as the gold image has not been cast. But when the image is made, the mold is thrown away. The body may be the purpose of human life, and body is to realize God. Once that is fulfilled, the body has no more purpose to fulfill. The body may be given up after the realization of God. God is not only inside us, He is both inside and outside. He is pervading, like space. Space is not only inside the pot, it is outside the pot and pervading the pot. Most important part is pervading. Every object is pervading. Space is pervading everything and remains untouched, unstained by it. Whatever is the objects is there, it is inside the object, outside the objects, pervading the object, pervading everything. It is there. Like the pervading, that Akasha also stands the Chaitanya. The pure consciousness, spirit pervades even Akasha, space which pervades everything. God is not only inside us, He is both inside and outside. The Divine Mother showed me in the Kali temple that everything is Chinmaya. The embodiment of spirit, whatever you see, just like gold, we see the ornaments, we are carried away. Suppose there is a cow, dog, and all made to size and to shape out of gold. Everyone sees it's a golden deer, it's a golden dog, it's a golden elephant. All we forget that it is gold. It is gold and gold only, nothing else. In golden ornaments are gold. In different forms it is we are seeing. The world that we are seeing is God in different forms. She showed me everything is Chinmaya, embodiment of spirit, that who has become all this. It is she who has become all this. All this whole universe, the 24 cosmic principles, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmanendriya, Pancha Prana, Buddhi, Manas, Pancha Mahabhutas, all these 24 cosmic principles with Prakriti is just she. She herself becomes all this. The Shakti itself manifests as power, energy manifests as matter. Matter again merges back into the absolute, becoming the energy. The image, myself, the utensils of worship, the door sill, the marble floor, everything is indeed Chinmaya. She showed Sri Ramakrishna that even we people, after the first spiritual awakening, will start seeing that light of consciousness, the light of spirit in everything. The aim of prayer, the spiritual discipline of chanting name and glories of God, is to realize that for that alone the devotees loves God. These youngsters, referring to Lato and others, are on a lower level. They have not yet reached high spiritual state. These youngsters are on a lower level. They have not yet reached the high spiritual state. They are following the path of bhakti. Please don't tell them such thing as I am he. Like the mother bird brooding over her chicks, Sri Ramakrishna was alert to protect his devotees. What a beautiful understanding. No conflicts. No. A student is there in college. He says, what are you going on writing ABCD, ABCD, ABCD? The purpose of writing ABCD is to read and write and understand. So take a book and start reading one by one word. He is teaching. The children are not yet knowing what is ABCD, how to form a word, how to utter a word, they don't know. But because he is in college, he expects the children to be reading the books. Other and Niranjan went out on the porch to take refreshments. Presently, they returned to the room. Other smiling. We talked about many things, pointing to him, but he did not utter a word. Master, in Keshav's organization, there was a young man with 4 university degrees. He laughed when he saw people arguing with me. He said, to argue with him, how silly. I saw him again later on at one of the Keshav's meetings, but then he did not have the same bright complexion. How the people change and how the understandings dawn. Sri Ramakrishna sat on the floor for his supper. It was a light meal of a little farina pudding and 1 or 2 luchis that had been offered in the Kali temple. M and Latu were in the room. Master is taking his night supper. The devotees had brought various sweets for the master. He touched a sandesh, a sweetmeat, asked Latu, who is the rascal that brought this? He took it out of the cup and left it on the ground. He said to Latu and M, I know about him. He is immoral. Latu, shall I give this sweet? Master, Kishori brought it. Latu, will it suit you? Master, smiling, yes, because Sri Ramakrishna could not eat anything who is leading a immoral life. He brings anything. Even immoral means even taking corruptions, earning money in wrong ways. With that money, if anybody brings, he is not to take it. After enlightenment, you can see who has brought this. Means not the person name-wise, but what is his character who has brought. The vibrations continue. Even if money that is earned, that has been earned by illegal means, with that money, people buy anything, that money is spent, you see. That money contains, that value contains in it the illegal earning. Wherever it goes, it creates a confusion, it creates a problem, it creates disturbance. So he may give it to someone may buy, someone may eat, they will get its effect. Everything is in the nature is, you see, good for good and bad for bad. Wherever it goes, it carries those vibrations, those effects of the action. When a person dies, leaving the huge funds and money, how it is, one thing is how he has earned and who is going to utilize that. Another thing is leaving his karmas behind. He has earned this, his karmas is there. In whatever way this is spent, he gets if it is good money, he has earned in the right way. and it remains there till it is spent by his who is going to successors who are going to use it. Suppose this money is spent for good purpose, that the one who has left, it is undecided fund. His work he has done and earned and stored. He has died. If it goes for good purpose, he will have a good end, gati, sadgati. If it is gone for the bad purpose, it has reached bad man's hand and he uses for bad purpose, then that fund will be giving harm to the person who has earned and left it and gone. M had received an English education. Sri Ramakrishna said to him, "Is it possible for me to eat things offered by anyone and everyone? Do you believe this?" M. Gradually I shall have to believe all these things, Master. Yes, that is so. After finishing the meal, Sri Ramakrishna washed his mouth. He said to him, "Then will you give the rupee to Naran?" "Yes," said M. "Certainly I will." The moon rose in the clear autumn sky and was reflected in the river. It was ebb tide in Ganges, and the river flowed southward the sea. The whole thing you see. He is concerned with everything. This is not a spiritual need. A rupee for a person who is helpless, but he is leading a spiritual world. He wants to go beyond all limitations, but he has no earnings or anything for his sustenance. If he gives a rupee, the one who has given rupee is also benefited. One who is receiving the rupee also is benefited. He is earning the spiritual wealth by giving a rupee because he is in the spiritual path. If you give a rupee to a person, how is he going to use? That will be result. You give a rupee to a beggar. If that beggar, you think you have done a good work. If this is not offered to God, giving Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu, Sri Krishna Arpanamastu, if you don't say, I am giving to God. How he uses, if he uses for killing someone, buying a knife, then you are a shareholder of that karma because you have given the money. If he uses for a good purpose, it will give you a good result. You will be benefited. No, you see, giving anything, you have to feel that you are giving to God and immediately offer it to God. Krishna Arpanamastu. Like that, now, the M is giving 1 rupee to Naran. Now, this 1 rupee he is giving is going for his spiritual practices, helping him in this path to God. So, the giver also is gaining the spiritual wealth, and the person who is receiving it helps him to do the spiritual practices. He is also gaining the spiritual benefit. How Sri Ramakrishna is training you, see, to making him give a rupee, both are getting spiritual benefits. Whenever we give to anything to anybody, We must see if we are spiritually benefited, and they are also spiritually benefited. Always we have to be clear about the path we are going and adjust the situation and circumstances in such a way that it opens the path to the perfection. Don't do anything that is useless. Don't do anything that binds you. If you do anything, it's going to bind you. Just keep away. Do your all duties lovingly and offer it to God as a worship unto Him. Tell Him, you have kept me in this state, in this position. I am doing all my duties as an offering. This is my worship. This is the what I can give to you. And this is I am offering. I am helpless. I cannot go to the forest. I have duties to perform and do tapasya there. I cannot go regularly to temple. I don't find time. I cannot do day and night call on God. You are the refuge. You accept whatever I do as a worship unto you. A householder with all his responsibilities and duties, he'll be calmly going if it's just one thing, spiritual ideal. If a person has spiritual ideal, he has nothing to worry, nothing to bother. Whatever he does, whether eating, sleeping, working, bringing, taking the responsibilities of family, giving them all support, offering his love to them, everything becomes a spiritual practice. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.